Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ziba Nation Plays Football Manager 2017. Got our Season 4 roundup here, Season 4 review, if you will. Take a look at where we finished. If you watched our our previous episode, you'll notice that, you'll remember that we finished 10th in the Vanarama South. It's not quite where we wanted to end up. Had a little bit higher hopes for this season. I thought maybe we could at least make the playoffs, possibly even get promoted. That wasn't in the cards. We had a bad run at the end of the season, so we finished in 10th place, 62 points, which isn't too bad. But if we'd won our last game against Eastbourne Borough, we would have finished right here at 6th place, which would have been, just one position out of where we wanted to, which would have been a little better, but still not what it should have been. If you look at our schedule, we were in position after the 3-quarter mark. We were in position. We were right there for promotion. And then our last 10 games, we did not play very well, particularly our last 5 games of the season. The team just ran out of steam, Injuries, suspensions, lack of match fitness again bit us at the end of the season. So got to be a little bit more diligent at the end of the season. Check that schedule. Make sure the team is fresh. Make sure the team is match fit, and they just weren't at the end of the season. Part of that was definitely, not scheduling those friendlies at the end of the season like we did last year. But also some of it was just down to player injuries and player suspensions and things like that, especially in the midfield. We were running with some funky midfield combinations at the end of the season, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So that was Season 4, the 2019-2020 season. So we're going into Season 5. Going to think about everything that we've done, sort of overhaul the team maybe. I don't know if overhaul is quite the right word, but I'm going to definitely analyze everything we're doing, especially in the way we build our roster. So in the meantime, we have some end of the season emails to look at. So the board, before we get to the team here, where did I read that email? Where is that email? There it is. The board sets the initial budget. So the initial budget for the upcoming season, $275K with a $34K transfer budget. Maybe this is the season when we use that budget. We just go all out, try to find some big time player or two that we can bring into the team and just, get to the top of the league and stay there. Because there were several times where we played teams and they just felt of a higher quality than us. They just felt like a better team, better players. And that's to be expected when we have a team full of everybody who's we're basically playing an under 23 team. That's a combination of squad and team. It came out squeed. But anyway, we've basically been playing an under 23 team for these 4 seasons, and it's worked okay, but there are definitely times when I feel the team is outmatched. So maybe we'll change that. Look for some loan players. Look for, 1 or 2 expensive guys to bring into the team. Maybe use that transfer budget and see what we can do. So anyway, we'll get now to the emails. Where did we start? Here it is. Players inducted into the Lansing United overall best 11. A lot of these names are familiar. 3 players have been considered good enough to enter the best 11. Cameron Go is now our left winger. In 51 appearances, he scored 8 goals for the team, averaging a 7.0 rating. That's pretty good. He also had a ton of assists that they don't list here, but he did have double-digit figures in assists. Sam Smith and Tristan Abrams were also players selected to become part of UK's proud history, Lansing UK. So, of course, we got Big Bank Hanks in the goal. He's going to be overtaken, I'm sure, in a season or two. Cam Stewart at left back. That's interesting because Keenan Layton is in the central defense, which, I mean, he should really be left back, but oh well. Jay Humphrey, central defense. M. Love on the right back, which he's probably going to be overtaken pretty soon. He should be overtaken right now by Sam Smith. He should be there because he just got inducted. Anyway, Dan Adams at the right wing, Downey in the midfield, Lindsay in the midfield, mentioned Go. Tuki Tiali and Shea Yates still out there at the poacher position or the advanced forward position, even though they say Tristan Adams was elected. So, interesting group. Substitutes. Oh, they've even got some substitutes listed. That's interesting. So it looks like Tristan Abrams is a substitute. Bobby Dale is a substitute. There's an oldie but goodie name. Kieran McGann George still in there. Ronnie Vint, Lewis Guard, Miles Bowman. So that's an interesting look at our sort of team history. A lot of names still on this team, but no superstars really. That's not really our team. We don't really have a lot of superstars. So let's look around, see what the rest of the emails. Of course, the season-ending awards. Fans player of the season is Malachi Napa, 34%. That's interesting. Stats. Now we'll look at the awards. Dan Adams was second. Cameron Go, third place. That's an interesting vote from the fans. Goal of the season, Luther Wilden against Havant and W, Saturday, March 7th. Let's take a look at this goal. Coming from the 4-4-1-1 formation. It's interesting to think about all the goals we scored this season. I wonder what this is probably going to be a long shot from Wilden. That's sort of his forte, and there it is. Roofed it. Top shelf. It's definitely a nice strike from outside of the box, right at the semicircle. So, I'll take that. Signing of the season, Harrison Reeves. Young player of the season, Malachi Napa. So he kind of swept the awards here. Take a look at the stats for the season. Top goal scorer, Shea Yates with 14 goals. Highest average rating, Napa. Most assists, there's Go, 12 assists. So he had a heck of a season. Is that 12 assists, 8 goals? That's pretty good. Best pass completion, that's interesting. Our striker, Tristan Abrams, 82%. Most player of the match awards, Cameron Go, 5. Most yellow cards, there's no shock there. Luther Wilden, 5 yellow cards. Most red cards, Dan Adams, Paris, and Wilden with 1 card each. 15 yellow cards, man, that's a lot. And he got suspended for at least the last 3 games of the season. Anyway, here's the season review for English Cup. Not good. We lost in the 3rd qualifying round. FA Trophy, also 3rd qualifying round. Finished 10th in the league. It's above what our team wanted us to, but below what our own expectations were. Match of the season, 2-1 over Bishop Stortford. Moment to forget, 5-2 loss to Weston-super-Mare. Yeah, that was pretty disheartening. Average attendance, 208. No good. Total players used, 29. Joint first place in the Vanarama. So, not bad. Alright, let's have the season meeting. Now would be a good time to let the players know what you plan to achieve for next season. 32 players in attendance. Season is finished, and now it's time to focus on what we can achieve going forward. I think we can finish top half. Let's see what they think about that. They look pretty excited. I'm delighted that we share the same level of ambition. We can finish in the top half this season for sure. That's Luther Wilden. So there we go. That's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. So we have a lot of players with their morale going up. Not that our morale was that bad anyway. And a few players stayed the same, but that's fine. Clive Hunter, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. You're the outlier there. He's just upset about playing time. That's to be expected. We had so many defenders that, we signed too many. There's just no doubt about that. End of the season confidence review with the board. Looking good. 65%. So a little bit down. We were as high as, 75, 80% earlier in the season. So 65 is a little bit down, but that's fine. Pleased with the number of young players on the first team. Board feels the decision to sign Sam Smith. What are you talking about, man? He was a good player for us. You guys are crazy. So they liked our club philosophy, squad harmony. Everything else was about 50%. So that's fine. End of season scouting report. In order to help you get started reshaping the squad for next season, they want us to look at Adam Davey, a poacher. Diaz Wright, a midfielder. 22 years old, he's okay. Adam Davey, 20 years old. 4 to 9 finishing. Pace 12 is okay, I guess. I don't know. Guess we'll add these guys to the short list and we'll scout them later. Here's something to look at. The injury report. I mean, look at that. Tukitieli, 3 separate injuries, missed 2 months. This Ricardo Hospitales, I don't know that guy. He must be an under 18 because never heard of him. David Etheridge is still injured. He had a broken leg. He's gonna be done. DeBono hardly played at all this season. Not that he was going to after we signed. What's his name? Napa out. 2 injuries. Rumble with 2 injuries. Wicks out for 4 months. Let's look at longest. Wicks out for 4 months. Etheridge out for 2 months. Tiali out for 2 months. Wilden out for 5 weeks. So we had a lot of important guys out for multiple weeks. McEwen, Lindsay, Adams, Yates. All those guys out for 4 weeks or more. So that's a ton of our good guys out. I mean, that's to be expected. We've got squad depth, but obviously not good enough, especially in the midfield. We were definitely weak in the midfield this season. So gonna have to look into that. Training summary, we actually had some unhappy people this season, which we don't normally have, but I don't really care about any of these people, so they can be unhappy as far as I'm concerned. Preseason start date to be decided. I usually take the same start date every season. 5 weeks. That's good enough. Under 23 players in action this week for Canada. Nobody cares about that. Wilden clinches a new deal, so he finally came around for $10K as a backup. I don't know why he's listed as a backup, but whatever. Smith signs a new deal, even though the team didn't want us to. He's only 5K, and he got up to a 3.5-star guy, so he's a guy who's actually starting to reach his potential, so might as well re-sign him. Annual youth setup audit. They've kept their Category 4 rating. That's good. So let's see if we can get an improved youth category. I would like to consider pushing the academy to the next attainable level so we stand a better chance of producing players of greater quality. Not currently in the position. I guess. Financial. It's always with the financial. But when you only have 208 fans, it's not good. It's gone up some. What was our original number of fans? Like 150 or 100? So I think we've gone up. That's good. French Youth Invitational Squad announcement. I don't know what that means. See what happens when we get there. No new contract on the horizon for Wicks. So yeah, we're going to have to go through our contracts and look at guys that we want to sign or not sign. But I don't know that I want to do that just now on tape. Look at possible candidates. Rathbun has potential. Rumble has potential. Obviously, Hanks, Wicks. He's one of our more physically talented guys. So if he can stay healthy, we need him. No doubt about that. Even though he's dropped some due to the injury, but you know, if we can't find anybody better, take a look at him. He does have a lot of cons on his list here. Consistency, marking, shown sign that he may be on decline as a player over the last 3 months. Well, he's been injured for the last 3 months. Give him a break. But none of those are debilitating in cons. Let's see who else. Adams, of course. Lindsay. Humphrey, we might have to let him go. 23 years old. He's dropping. He's got those issues. I might just have to not re-sign him. Yates, I think we'll just keep re-signing him. He was our leading goal scorer again this season in limited playing time. So KKJ, if we don't find any better options. He's 24. He's not going to get much better. His stats are on the decline a little bit. Who else? PK is a possibility, I guess. But I'd really like to find somebody better. I mean, he does have the physical stats we're looking for. His pace is no good. But, Tuki Tiali, probably get another look. Still has 4-star potential. He's 23. But when he was healthy, he produced. So if he's healthy, think about re-signing. Even though I didn't really re-sign him this season, so he's a guy who's asking for too much money. So I don't know. I might just have to release him. Anyway, that'll be it for the season review. Come back next video with I guess the preseason and the off-season type stuff for season 5. All right, see you then. Bye.